fuck?
I love how it just rolls in.
I'd be sipping mad coffee.
This is the Coopdeville podcast.
Why didn't you say something, bro?
Yeah.
That's so odd.
What's up, guys? I'm back, and we are live for the season 1 finale. Made that really dramatic, but it's not that dramatic. But it is the day before New Year's Eve, and I'm pretty hyped about that. I don't know about you guys, but 2020 has been kind of a bitch. Kind of a
Definitely
motherfucking
so.
bitch.
Fuck 2020, right?
But also
COVID-21.
but exactly. No, but also another special show because we got Wyatt Walls on the show. Thanks for joining us, Wyatt. Appreciate you.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on, dude. I guess if you don't know, Wyatt is I guess tell him about yourself. Give him a little intro. If you don't know, yeah, give him a little intro. I don't need to intro you.
Yeah, I do a podcast on Anchor and Spotify called From the Windows to the Walls with Wyatt Walls. I do that with my buddy Joel.
I love it,
and it's kind of like this where we just riff off each other. We never really got a plan, but we got some good episodes out there. But if you just look it up on Spotify, you'll see my face in some slick sunglasses, and that's me. But I just kind of talk about everything on there. We'll talk about fights. I do a lot of woodworking. We'll get into that, and basically just me ranting.
Hell yeah,
Love it. That's the best.
dude. I think you froze again. I don't know why it just keeps doing this. But we were talking earlier, and it wasn't freezing at all. But it seems to be freezing.
I hope you're kidding, Cooper.
I'm not. No, I'm not kidding. On my screen, it keeps freezing, and you guys can see him perfect.
This time.
Yeah, you froze on yours too.
Is it freezing like?
It's
for
like
a long amount of time.
Yeah, like it's just like your face for a second. It's like frozen on your face, but it's you're talking. Like you're still here perfectly.
Try to turn off the camera and turn it back on.
Did it do that for you guys?
Turn off camera and turn back on. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you're back. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
there you go.
All right, perfect.
Beautiful. But yeah, dude. You have your own podcast. Also, you're like a woodworker, right?
Yeah.
You're like a legend at that shit. You've been doing that since for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I basically just got into it in high school. I mean, it just in between. Instead of going home on my open, I just stayed at the wood shop, and then pretty soon, by my senior year, just half my day I was in there making stuff, and then just a bunch of crazy series of events, and ended up working for a small business. The guy, I just happened to be making a table and had the glass done at the same place that he was making a table very similar at the same time. And he just asked for my phone number. And so I just got a call one day, and he asked if I wanted a job, and I've been there ever since. So I have an Instagram with all my stuff, walls_custom_woodworking.
Hell yeah.
I do a bunch of crazy stuff on there.
So yeah, you want to make your own business out of that? Is that maybe a career path?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Plan. I mean, I do stuff on the side. I haven't gone legit yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah,
sometime this next year, but
yeah,
that's the idea.
That should be really cool, man. I've seen some of your shit, and yeah, I'm gonna need you to make me something for real. I'm gonna need a desk or that shit's pretty. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I'll do something.
Speaking of that,
podcast.
Maybe I need a desk.
Yeah,
No, seriously though,
for the podcast.
Yeah, why? I mean, I remember being on Twitter. I don't know how long ago, maybe a year ago or so. But it came across my feed, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "This dude's actually he's nasty with it." I was like, "This is cool," and I was just like, "What a cool talent that would be and to have." And I'm sure you put in a lot of work for it. But
yeah, definitely. I mean chill. The last 2-3 years, I've spent a lot of late nights out there because I'd work till 3, and then after work, that's when my time came when I do my own stuff out of the same building. So, plenty of times where my days were 7 to 11, 5 days a week, just grinding like crazy. But it's rewarding. It's nice being able to make some. That's probably the best part is being done and seeing it. I just one thing that I want to do though is I need to learn more about social media marketing because you really can work less and post more these days. There's a guy even in
That's so
Millersburg,
true.
and he's got like I think 100,000 something followers on Instagram. But I know someone who knows him, and they say like he's only been woodworking for maybe like 3 years. But just to start, but just like knowing like that aspect of everything, like the social media.
I mean, yeah, that, and also just like the money. Like, how much would you buy? Like, and when it comes to woodworking, do you like get it from scratch, or like how do you do? Like, do you remodel?
scratch?
Do you remodel,
cuts
or
down
like?
some
No, that's what I'm
trees?
wondering. I'm really curious. Like, I don't know how they normally do that.
It kind of depends. I do like a little bit of everything. Like we were talking, like Cruz said he would bust a fat check if he went to Home Depot. Like sometimes I just walk into Home Depot and I'll look at something and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to make this.
There you go.
Like, I got this massive flag in my room. I went to Home Depot to like buy something, and then I walked out of there with all the materials to make this flag. Like it just came to me in the store. So like most of the stuff I end up making, like I end up making for myself just the first time around. That way I can like post it so people will like want to buy it. So like I've hardly done the same thing twice, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because
So if
it's
someone
always
likes
the hardest the
something-
first time.
Yeah. So if someone likes something, you're like, well, I mean, if you give me
Yeah,
the
but,
materials,
like,
maybe.
Dang.
Here, I've done all sorts of stuff. I've done like huge things. I just found this the other day. So I did this. This was for a project in school, but I made a wood business card and had it laser engraved. Let's see
A
if-
wood business card.
Yeah. But so like
Oh,
this was from like
damn. That's kind of
That's a lot of
fire.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually sweet.
so like and like the whole like business pitch was that like it was like recycled material. So like this came from just like a pallet that was like sitting outside.
Right.
And I like made like 12 of them out of one board, and just had them laser engraved with this like mock business, and just like did the design and everything on my computer. So just like stuff like that. I mean,
Easy project for school. I mean,
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's like
seriously.
that's definitely like an art. So is that that's your passion then, right? You say you're passionate
oh
about
yeah,
it.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like I was so lucky to like find something like that. You know,
Even in high school.
Also like. Yeah, seriously, or just like young to like find like, you know, a lot of people like don't even know what they like to do in life. But like to find something you like to do that you can also make money in, like
that's rare.
Mhm.
That shit's rare.
yeah,
And I feel like
yeah, it's rare.
woodworking's for sure profitable too, right? Like the material you
Definitely.
get in comparison to the price
Definitely.
that people pay.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's gotta be nice.
Yeah, because people just you know they'd rather like have something where they know where it came from.
Yeah, it's
that
custom.
lasts. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I've like refinished stuff that's like a family member made for somebody, and then like I refinished it, and like this stuff's been around for 60 something years. Like it just doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's been a while since I've done it. But
And why is that? Is that because you're in the military, right?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
joined the National Guard, and man, I got stories on stories about this because coronavirus. Holy cow, coronavirus came out of nowhere.
Ah,
So I had came up with this grand idea. I saw a Facebook ad, and I was like, shit, that looks like it'd be good life experience. Why not?
Are you talking about the army?
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my
Swear,
god.
swear,
You saw a
swear.
Facebook
So-
ad and you said, this is a good life decision.
Yeah, so I saw a Facebook ad for the National Guard. I go, this seems like it'd be like fun. So I message the recruiter. I take the ASVAB on a hotel, a computer in the hotel lobby, and so that was like well over a year ago. So
Yeah.
like time comes around, and I left for basic June 29th, and so coronavirus, right? So they do things very differently. So they give you like 2 COVID tests when you get there.
Right. Like right
But
when
so
you
say
get there?
someone tests positive, the person who sleeps above them and the 2 people who sleep on, so there's, because it's bunk beds, the person on the right and left go into quarantine with them, and the person who sleeps above them. So this had happened to me so many times where I never tested positive, but the people around me had tested positive.
So you've been around
So
it.
so yeah, and like it's crazy. So I spent like 6 weeks in quarantine before I even got a start. Basic
6 weeks.
but that 6 weeks.
And what
Just
did you
sitting in a
do?
room? Like, what were you? Yeah.
Yes. Sitting
With
in a
what?
room.
Your
We had a-
phone?
No phone. We had a smart TV. That's it.
Okay, I mean that's something, but still, that's
That's
fucked.
something. Some people didn't even have that, but I don't even have it. Like when I was going through it, I thought it sucked until I met people who had been there even longer.
Oh my god.
Some of my friends
that sounds
had got
like
there.
prison, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, shit. Some of the stuff you do to get by or like for fun is a lot like prison.
Right.
But
I mean,
some
that's
people
military.
I met had been there like a whole month before I had. So they spent 2 months sitting in a room with a ton of people, and I got lucky. I was only quarantined with maybe 15 other people, but they were quarantined with like 60. So like imagine sitting in a room for 2 months with just 59 other kids.
I don't know.
Absolutely nothing to
I
do.
don't know about that.
Yeah. So, and then there was people, you meet people who've been there forever, and then you're like, man, this 6 weeks seems like nothing. A kid I graduated basic with was in basic training for 13 months. He broke his arm, broke his wrist, and then got coronavirus.
That is so tough, man.
This man
Yeah.
had a
At that
tough
point, I'm
year.
just like, I tried everything I could. Like,
I'm out. Like, you guys cannot have me here anymore. Like, I'd rather be in jail or the hospital. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and my one roommate, he had been in AIT, which is like the tech school, for 11 months because he tore his ACL. Like, man, it's not hard to just get stuck.
Injury.
So
yeah.
so at that point, can you like, because you can't really like back out once you're like signed and sworn in, right? So like at that point, you're just like fucked. You're just
Well, not really. You can back out, but the shitty thing about backing out is like your bottom priority after that. So if you back out, you'll probably end up leaving later than you would if you just push through everything. It's
Wait, what
so
is
they
it?
say.
kinda crazy.
I don't.
The fastest way out is just to graduate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because is there like a list of people who like already want to back out? So
Yeah.
like, there's just a back out list that's so long that if you backed out mid quarantine, you'd just be there longer.
Yeah, I mean, there was one kid there who was like waiting to get sent home for like a month and a half, and I mean, I have no idea. There was the people who had it really bad were the English second language people because they made them go to Fort Sill, which is in Oklahoma, but they teach them English because English is their second language. They teach them in San Antonio, but they got stuck at Fort Sill waiting to go there. So like there was people I knew who were there for 3 months just waiting to go to the next place, like just stuck in limbo.
So you were stationed in Texas?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that interesting place there.
Yeah.
How long is usually a basic though? Like how long is your
Basic's
basic?
supposed to be 10 weeks.
So
but-
you waited, what did you say, 6 weeks, and then you did 10 weeks of basic?
Yeah, so I got to Fort Sill on June 30th and graduated October 2nd. Yeah, it was pretty shitty. But like coronavirus has just made things so much different.
Yeah.
I mean,
For everybody too.
So-
Like it's not. Yeah.
yeah, seriously. And then I got quarantined again when I got to AIT because a bunch of instructors tested positive. So I spent another 2 weeks in the hole.
And is that what you guys call it? The hole.
yeah, basically. But the craziest part is, so when you like, it is straight up like a movie. Like we called it getting body snatched because that's what it was. Like you would get body snatched. When I got quarantined the first time,
They knock on
we
your
were all
door.
No, we were all asleep in the bay with like 60 people, right? And they came in, they flipped the lights on, and there's like a person in like a straight up hazmat suit, and then in like garbage bags, and they said this person's name, and it was a person who slept next to me, and I just got up, I just knew. I was like, I just started packing my stuff. I just dumped out my locker, packed in garbage bags. They run you out the back door, throw you in the back of a van, basically rush you off to like where they quarantine everybody, like screen you, and then just like leave you in there. Like it was like some Men in Black stuff.
Oh my god. That sounds like what the articles are from like Portland, like, you know, those unmarked vans picking up protesters and
Yes.
throwing them in the back of the
Yes.
vans. That's what that sounds like. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's what it was like. And it's like, and you don't have phones or anything, so like like you'll run into people later and they're like, oh my God, like what happened to you? Like all I remember is like them turning the lights on and snatching you guys up in the middle of the night and we never heard of you again.
Oh my God. I'll
is
see you at graduation, guys.
Yeah, so like I saw some people like walking around that I started basic with, and it was like they saw a ghost because like you're used to like at that point we still all had hair and like they hadn't seen us for like ever, and they're like graduating and we're like standing in a line like somewhere. They're like, oh my God, like what even happened to you guys? Like after you just got snatched up in the middle of the night, like
Being from
crazy.
that perspective would be like kind of scary as fuck. Like being like,
Yeah.
bro, like, am I next?
Yeah, that
Are
could
they
be
gonna
us.
come in here next?
yeah. But that was a shitty part. Like it's not hard. Like I was just worried about like, can I just get this shit over with? Like I'm just worried someone's gonna come snatch me up in the middle of the night and take me away. Like, and I had seen it on both sides. I had been one of the people getting body snatched, and I had seen people get body snatched. And basic, like my second time going through basic, we lost like 20% of our platoon in one night. Like they just came up and body snatched them.
Interesting. So were you going back?
Yeah, I go back for 1 month and then I come back.
When is that?
So February, I leave on the 5th, so next week, and then I come back February 5th. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
hoping
nice.
I'm gonna do 2 more episodes of my podcast before I leave, and then when I come back, hoping to get back to doing 1 a week.
That'll be nice. Yeah. Once you get back
Yeah,
on the grind,
so-
it'll feel nice.
Definitely.
Wait, so
like,
where are you? Where are you going on the 5th?
I go back to Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah, so
Damn.
I gotta go.
Just for 1 month too.
Yeah, so pretty shitty. I could have been done. I have 1 week of class left, but I have 2 weeks of quarantine and then a graduation week. So I'm there for a month. So, but I just missed a cusp of like being able to finish before, because I'm home on holiday right now. So I just missed a cusp of being able to be done before that, and but didn't quite make it. So,
Mhm.
but I'm hoping I don't, hoping none of my roommates test positive.
Yeah, that's like the biggest
Because-
factor, right? You're just crossing your fingers, no one gets corona.
Yeah, because like
I'd be so hurt.
yeah, I've been there long enough. Like, I'm ready to be back.
At this point, dude, you got to be immune. Like, there's no way you can get it, right?
So here's the crazy thing is, so I tested positive once, but I had no symptoms. But that was the last time I got tested. But I had been tested 4 times before that. And I'd been around people who were like fucked up. There was this Egyptian guy who I slept next to in quarantine. And like, he looked like he was going to die. I mean, he was sweating, he was pale, but he couldn't speak English. So like nobody knew. Like he was just bundled up under his covers, and he was just like,
That sounds like a nightmare,
told us to
man.
go away. And we got on the walkie-talkie, and it was like, I don't know, like some like horror movie. Like,
Yeah.
we're like telling him like, this guy's like really messed up and he's not doing anything about it. Like, we're not trying to get sick. Like, come get him out of here. They brought an ambulance and everything for him. So they brought him out, they tested him, and then they like brought him back with us while they waited for the test results. So like everybody's just staying super far away from just like staring at him, like, like don't even breathe. Like, we don't know. Like, we're pretty sure you have coronavirus. And sure enough, he did. So they came in, body snatched him, trash bags and hazmat suit, and got him out of there.
Jesus, threw him in the
But
back
so
of the
I had been
van.
around people like that who were like really sick, and I had never tested positive.
Hmm.
And then I tested
What-
positive once, but I didn't show any symptoms. So
What are the
I'm curious.
regulations like? Like, do you guys have to like social distance? Like, cause aren't you supposed to do like drill and stuff like that where you're kind of in close quarters? Like, what
Yeah,
is the
so-
social distancing? Like, are you wearing masks? Is anything like that even happening?
Yeah, exactly. So we wear a mask everywhere, and then like social distance when we can. I mean, it doesn't make sense to social distance when you're marching around. When
Yeah.
you just get on a bus with 60 people. Like,
Yeah.
or you're in a classroom. Like they're like yell at us. They're like, spread the fuck out. Like, we're outside, but we're just gonna go sit in this classroom together, like 30 of us in this tiny room. But I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, we wear a mask and everything. But I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like,
Yeah. Especially when
it's crazy.
Yeah, especially when you guys are all living together in this like one big room. Like, that shit is. You guys are like
Yeah,
breathing on each other at all times, bro. Like, they gotta have a huge ass fan coming in that shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And that had happened at some batteries where basically like there was a fan and like they could like track like basically which bunks like people had tested positive in where like the fan was pointing. I mean, it's crazy. But like also like an interesting thing was I'd asked somebody at the hospital like about like the test, like I was like, because I was getting tested like the last time, and I was like, have these things got any more accurate? And what one of the guys was telling me was that one thing that like will give off false positives is administering the test wrong. Like putting it up someone's nose the wrong way.
Oh, really?
To make it a false positive. So then I'm like thinking back to like basic, where there were like be like 90 people test positive, and then it's like there's like a bunch of private first class and like specialists like who are like giving the test who've maybe been in the army for like 2 years. Like you're not a medical professional.
Oh, true.
They're giving out all these tests. Like,
shoving shit in there.
Yeah, they read a pamphlet before they got to the fucking basic training and they know how to do it.
Yeah, or like the first sergeant would be giving out the test and they're like, you're not in, like you're just in charge here. You're not like a medical professional, but like you're just giving out the test. So like some people they'd be like, don't get in that one, like she's rough with it. Like, oh, like that's probably where all the false positives are coming from. This person doesn't know what they're doing. They're just ramming this thing up your nose and
it's touching your brain
around a little bit. Yeah, I mean it's not that bad though. Have you ever got a COVID test?
I have. I think everybody probably has. You guys gotten into COVID tests?
Yeah, I've gotten 3.
I honestly haven't.
Huh.
Really? Hey, nobody has until you get tested anyways.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
That's what it comes down to. Is that the reason why there's a lot more cases is because there's a lot more tests. Everybody's getting tested.
Yeah,
Everybody probably
it's
had
so
it 6
crazy.
months ago, but now there's more tests than there was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
shit
funny you
keeps
say
going up,
that
too.
because that actually reminded me of Donald Trump like 7 months ago. Didn't he say that exact thing? He's
Probably.
like, there was not enough tests.
It's funny though, like everybody's got like some crazy theories about the coronavirus and like it's, I mean,
Yeah.
who knows like what's gonna happen, like if this is like just gonna be a part of like everyday life. Like that's like what I wonder about like in the future when there's like a new sickness, like how are like we gonna react to it?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that recently. Like, what if something like? Well, I guess now we know kind of how to react to it. At least we know, like, you know, diseases can happen. Like, shit can happen. We could go into like a quarantine. We could, you know, people are could be looting. Like, people looted toilet paper. Like, that shit's fucking
Yeah.
nuts. Toilet paper, wiping their ass. You guys are fucking crazy. You guys use toilet paper still?
Yeah,
Fucking-
that whole thing messed with my grandma. She was going to buy toilet paper and she's checking out and the person's like, the limit on these 2 rolls. She's like, well, might as well go get another one then just in case. You don't need it, like there's toilet paper.
That's so true.
Like don't go buy more just because everybody else is. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and like one thing too is like we hear about like crazy like sicknesses and stuff like all the time. Like, what's it gonna be like in like 2020 when they're like, I don't know, someone's cat got rabies? It's like everybody put your mask back on, like mask out of retirement.
Yeah, bring it out of retirement. Well, I talked about it last episode or the episode before. I don't remember which one it was, about like some doctor who discovered Ebola or whatever. He was saying that they found something new in Africa, which has like the fatality rate of Ebola, but like can spread like COVID, and says like it was like giving a warning about it and like could be out like in the next couple of years or something. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, already? Like,
Well, there is.
There's new strains
We're still
of
battling COVID. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to
we're
keep the
pretty-
mask on.
Just
for
recently, I'm
5
pretty
years.
sure, like, just recently, Colorado, they found a new, like, the UK COVID strain or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
It was like the first time in the US, but that's all I know. But I thought that was a little weird. Like, how did it get here and why Colorado? How, like, is someone from the UK are people from the UK even allowed in the US right now?
Yeah. Also, like, how did they know
Yeah.
like it's the mutated coronavirus? Like, wouldn't the test like? I mean, are they giving a different test to like certain people, or is this like person like I think I got that new COVID?
Yeah, I feel a little different.
This feel leveled up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of deeper in the chest. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they would do that.
No, we're like humans are like kind of lucky. Like coronavirus, like really like. Yeah, it's like super contagious, but like animals, like man, they got like all the fucked up diseases, like rabies. Like I only think like 30 people have ever gotten rabies.
Right.
But like a human, if you get rabies, you're gonna die.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
If you look up the symptoms of rabies in a human, like it's probably the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
That's funny you say that because I literally just got my rabies shit like re-upped. Like I got my rabies shot. I think is it called or wait is it the?
Are you be doing that?
Wait
Just
no.
read up.
Is it rabies shot or am I tripping? Oh my god.
I don't know. I mean, there needs
What,
to
like
be a
chicken
rabies
pox
shot.
or
If you,
something?
if,
Or no, I think I
If
was
you
thinking
read the
about what's the
symptoms.
rusty nail? Like you get a rusty nail in your tetanus.
Tennis. Yeah.
All right.
a lot
Tennis.
different than rabies.
Just forget about that, guys. Rabies, tetanus, same thing.
I was like, is that a thing? I mean, regardless, though, I don't be getting shots either. So I
Really?
should probably start doing that. Yeah.
You don't get your flu shot every year?
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, I know I should, but I don't.
I've gotten it the last 2 years, and I mean, I feel like shit after I get the flu shot.
Really? I mean, it's just my arm for like a day, but you
Yeah,
feel you actually
I got super sick afterwards.
really interesting.
Isn't that because it's like battling off fucking what the flu would feel like or some shit like that? So you get
I
used
think
to it.
that's the point.
And
Yeah.
they get like, and there's like different strains of the flu or something in each shot, like that they give out. I don't understand how it works. I mean, that's why they get.
Pretty sure they
big
give you
bugs.
chips.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, basically they do this thing where they fly the airplanes over and they release a bunch of flu and then it falls down and that's how they,
They
project
release
with
the flu.
Yeah.
Watch out for the
But-
flu.
Yeah.
the chemtrails.
What I heard is because not enough people want the COVID vaccine that they're putting it in the McRib.
That's
Sick. That's gonna get in everybody's body. That's America
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, that's the trick. If they don't want the vaccine, we're gonna
That's
have
why
to
it's
put it
so
in
dirt.
McDonald's.
That's why it's so dirt cheap. They're just selling it so fucking cheap. Like yeah,
They're pretty soon they're gonna be giving out free McRibs.
free McRib day. Blazers
That's how you
scored
really-
20 points.
That's how you really vaccinate the country, like free fast food.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had the McRib? I've honestly never ate it and it just looks so unappealing to me.
I had it a while back. It's actually, dude, it tastes like it just tastes like processed like garbage, really. I mean, it's got a lot of sauce, and the onions are almost too thick cut. I don't know. It's just something different, man. It's different.
I heard it's like a hot dog and barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's actually a good description. Yeah, it's too saucy though,
gotta
dude.
You're probably feeling like straight
I think I
ass
had one
after
when I
eating
was like
that.
9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like so
When you were
long ago.
9.
No way I'm eating that. My own decision nowadays.
Yeah, like I just think it's pretty suspect. Like you're talking about like a piece of meat with bones in it, yet it's gonna be in a sandwich. Like where'd the bones go? Is this even rib?
Yeah. And why would you put rib
Wait
meat
a
on? Like I don't know, man. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
like let's
seem-
get some with no bones. Like
It just doesn't
They
seem
mold
right.
it.
And they microwaved it probably. Like, how do they cook that shit? Think about that, guys.
I know.
They're not throwing it on the grill. Come on now.
The Traeger.
yeah. The McRib's not coming from a Traeger.
Well, why did you
did.
did you receive any stimulus check this year, or did you not
I
get?
did actually.
Nice.
I didn't know I was getting it either. Until I saw it just pop up in my bank account.
Fire,
I can't
yeah.
remember what I spent it on, but
Hell yeah.
But it's
the
gone.
12 hundo.
yeah, the 1200.
Well, now
It's gone.
now we're actually getting 600. But I heard, well, yesterday, right? Mitch McConnell voted no on the $2,000. Mitch McConnell looking ass. Mitch McConnell looking ass.
Dude.
This guy looks like a fucking. Oh my god. Let me get a picture of
I
him.
saw a picture of his hands for some reason. Somebody was roasting his hands. They were all like,
The
blue and
$600
shit.
is so hilarious. Like after all this time, like $600 is the number they come up for. It like reminds me when I have like pocket change and I like sarcastically put it in someone's hand. I'm like, go get yourself something nice.
Yeah.
That's
A couple
what it feels
bucks.
like what the fuck? Like this, it's just gonna go straight to Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like, go get yourself a new gaming system for this upcoming quarantine.
Wow, you can really carve off my rent. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't even pay rent for me. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, 2000.
I heard the whole Mitch
good
McConnell
shit,
thing.
right? What?
Yeah, dude. I don't know what I would do with that.
What,
Actually, Spence just hit me up. He's like, "Hey, with the stimmy checks, do you want to take a long weekend trip to New York?" He just said that like 30 minutes ago.
$600 you're going to New York?
I'm not even... Yeah, no, I think you meant with the 2000. But Spence was saying last night that Mitch McConnell didn't say no to the 2000, but he was saying no to what like it was getting distributed to or some shit like that. Like, or
What, the
some money
people?
was going towards like it was like internet rights or something like that, and he wants to move it towards like election.
Yeah, they
election
they
process or some
basically
shit like that.
they basically just he didn't want to sign into it because it would like give more power to like tech companies, and it would also like they want, like you said, put money like establish a foundation that researches like election fraud. So it would create like basically a budget for something that would basically goes against democracy pretty much.
For sure.
So like, every time something goes wrong, it's like, we're going to look into that. We got a $10 million foundation. We're definitely looking into this.
Do you guys keep up with politics and stuff that much? Because I honestly don't. I haven't in forever.
No, not really. I mean, like as of late. Well, obviously during election season, like I tried to keep up as much as I could, but like before that, I honestly hated politics. Before even this year, I honestly hated politics. I'll be honest. I don't think I even voted in 2016. Mainly because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I didn't want to make the wrong decision. But I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. Obviously, I should have voted, but I just think like politics is too one-sided, other-sided. I feel like I just pick and choose, you know? Like whoever I like. It doesn't matter what side they're from, you know? It's just like the people for me.
Well, it just doesn't make sense to pick between
Human
two
rights.
people. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I tell people. I'm like, why do like people who get like so worked up about it? I'm like, why do I want to like destroy relationships around me over like two people who like don't know me and just like just want to like line their pockets with my money? Like they like you're just gonna pick between like which one like says the things that appeal to you more. Like, but at the end of the day, like, do they really believe that? Like, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Like, there's like some good people out there, but like I just feel like they just get kneecapped and they just don't let them get like the upwards momentum that they need to like actually make a difference.
It's like every
I think
time
we
I
saw that.
Yeah. Every time I start even looking into politics, I'm like, why do I even like look at this shit again? Because it just makes
It's
me
just
mad.
depressing.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are they even like? You look into like a bill or something, or you look into something just like a little more than you're supposed to, and it's like, God, this is so gross. Like this shit is happening, and people are just too blind to even see it, or they're just like, there's no point to even work myself up about it.
Yeah, it's just so much deeper and more complicated than like I could ever like understand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they don't really have like a job, most of them. Like most of their, but yet like they have all this money and they're just getting like donations and stuff like that. Like so much of like I feel like donations just like money laundering for some people, and it's just I mean it's so crazy.
Yeah.
But you've had I've seen some of your hot takes about the newly elected president and vice president.
I probably I did quite a bit of shit posting on Twitter. I probably said that they like drink blood or something.
So, yeah, do you believe they're lizard people?
Do I believe they're lizard people? Man, I wish, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, why? I think you're frozen again. If you want to like undo your cam again and then come back, yeah. There we go. But yeah, lizard people.
I may have said Hillary Clinton's a lizard once or twice. or a blood-sucking lizard, I correct myself. But no, honestly, I mean, I think that's just funny. I think there's like metaphorical lizard people. Like they really like are so cold-blooded that they might as well be a lizard.
That's true. That's actually true.
Like,
fair.
I don't
think
necessarily believe in like literal lizard people, but there's a lot of lizards in Washington D.C.
Yeah, of course. There's 1,000 lizards in Washington D.C. Like,
Exactly.
Like I was literally gonna bring up some stuff about this year, like what happened this year, and there's one thing that I wanted to bring up now that you say lizard people. Harvey Weinstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah, both lizard people. Both lizard
yeah,
people, in
big
my
time.
opinion. Yeah, and they both got arrested. I don't know if you guys heard that. Carlos, do you guys know about that?
Yeah. Well, okay. What's the deal with Epstein's lover? What is it? Ghislaine? I forgot how to pronounce it. Something like that. She was like locked up, and there was a bunch of attention around her, like in the summer or whatever. And they were saying that she was ready to speak on everything that happened. And then all of a sudden, like, I didn't see shit about her, but I mean, obviously I didn't dive deep into it to go find some answers, but it would just like disappeared all of a sudden. Is she still locked up? Like, is that a thing?
So I was super disappointed that I missed a lot of shit this summer. Like among some good fights, Ghislaine Maxwell also got arrested, which was, I read, my parents told me in a letter, and I like nearly lost my mind.
No way.
I'm so out of the game. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Like, man, I went like deep into like the Epstein stuff. I think 2 years ago, like I remember like telling my parents, I'm like, they're gonna like arrest this guy soon. Like something's gonna happen. And like I took a trip to Vietnam, and like my mom literally like was the first person to tell me like Jeffrey Epstein got arrested, because I had like just given her an earful so many times about it that they were like, they thought I was crazy or something. And then it actually happened. And then when he died, like I was asleep, and like she like woke me up, and she's like, did you hear what happened? I'm like, no. I'm like, Jeffrey Epstein died. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But so like like she goes like so deep. Like her dad was essentially like a Jeffrey Epstein type character. I'm not sure if you like know about him, Robert Maxwell, but he was basically doing like the same sort of stuff, like blackmail and all that. And he ended up getting whacked too. Like he like fell off,
Like white collar crimes, kind of.
Yacht. Yeah, well, basically what Epstein was doing, where he'd host parties and get blackmail people. But he fell off his yacht,
right?
Stuff like that. But there's like this journalist out there, Whitney Webb, who she is like the best when it comes to like the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff. I haven't like read any of her stuff recently, but like she had interviewed like people that like Ghislaine would like recruit, and it was kind of crazy, like just how like intricate it was. Like she would like take them like shopping, and it was like almost like she like gave them like a job. Like they were almost just like, I don't know, like help around the house for like a while, and then they just like slowly groom them like towards being like, one of Epstein's girls or whatever it was.
Jesus Christ.
But she has like interviews with these people, like giving like detailed accounts on like what they're like, and it's just crazy to think about, like, people like that close to monsters like that.
Yeah, and it kind of brings me back to like secret societies, like we were talking about last episode or a couple episodes before. Like there's so many secret societies and like secret groups that people don't know about. Like especially when there's wealth, there's just so much like corruption, I feel like, or just so much stuff underneath that people don't understand and don't know.
Yeah, well, just like the pursuit of money gets boring when you have $1 billion, I guess.
Yeah.
So like they just like they spend their days just doing creepy shit.
Yeah. What next? I mean,
seriously.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And I thought about that this morning when I like found out that the stimulus checks were being released, that they were getting like, we're at least getting 600, and I thought about this morning. I was like, there's going to be people bitching about like, oh, it's not enough. And there's also going to be people saying like, oh, like, like work and stuff. Like I saw something like that on Twitter. It's like, well, then maybe you should like get a job and shit like that. But then it made me think like, if rich people and then like artists and like famous people always say, well, like money isn't everything and like all that other kind of stuff, it's like, then just like fucking give it away then, you idiot. Like there's obviously like you're full of shit. Like there's obviously people out there where money like 50K would make a difference in somebody's life, but you're just like, it doesn't make a difference in my life. Like I already have it. So it just makes me think like, just fucking, if you don't want it, quit talking about it and give it to me. I'll take it.
You're saying that when you're poor, but just wait in 10 years when we're all on yachts
And then
God,
I'll get rich, and then I'll be like,
I wish I was poor.
Like, this is really everything I thought it was gonna be, and I'm never gonna give away $1.
My favorite thing was I saw something that like all the celebrities released that Imagine video like 3 days in the quarantine.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that
Like,
video
they're like-
sucked. That video sucked.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so bad.
Like, just hang in there. It's only gonna be 2 weeks.
Do you guys remember when all the celebrities got COVID this year? Do you guys remember that? Tom Hanks got COVID and posted it, and he was like, huge deal on the internet. Like, it was dramatic as fuck.
Oh, the conspiracies about that were tremendous.
And turns out it's just the flu.
That was one thing is, man, like, conspiracies this year were like popping off. Like, people thought like when Tom Hanks got COVID, it was like this cover up that they were like sheltering him from getting arrested or something.
Of
and
course.
That there was, like, tunnels. And there was did you hear about like the conspiracy about like tunnels in New York City?
No,
And,
what?
Where they
Oh,
you
what?
never heard about
No.
this? Basically, they were saying that all like the COVID relief like tents and centers and stuff, that there were tunnels under New York City, and that they were using those as a cover to like evacuate kids and like all this stuff, and that Tom Hanks was part of it. He was under protection, and that's why he was in quarantine. Like,
That is some
What?
fucked up conspiracies.
Crazy.
They pulled that
Literally-
out their ass.
Literally, at Christmas, Betty's daughter mentioned something about Tom Hanks being like a pedophile, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "I've never heard that. Like, where did that come from?" So she must have read that conspiracy theory or something.
there's
I was like, what the
I
fuck?
love this stuff. Like, I used to be so well versed in conspiracies. Like, I just listened to a bunch of stuff. Like, not that like I think like Tom Hanks is a pedophile and that they evacuated kids out of tunnels under Central Park, but I mean, there's some crazy stuff out there. Like this actor Isaac Cappy or something, like basically like went on this crazy rant on like his phone or whatever, basically saying like Tom Hanks is a pedophile, and then like he like jumps off a bridge or whatever on Route 66, and then Tom Hanks posts like some picture on Instagram on Route 66, and the caption's like, looks like some roadkill, like stuff like that. Like, I mean, you know, not saying Tom
Wait,
Hanks
that
is a pedophile, but,
happened?
like that. Yeah,
Wait,
that happened.
what?
Yeah. You guys never heard about this?
No.
Look up Isaac Cappy.
That's
There's all
crazy.
sorts of crazy stuff out there. There's like a video he posted of like, people thought it was like Epstein's temple, because it just looked like these girls in a bathhouse. But then like these guys actually went on Epstein's island. And have you seen that video?
Isaac what?
Cappy, Isaac, and then his last name Cappy.
That's Cappy.
Wait, which video?
Oh my god,
I mean,
that
there's
looks
pro-
like a
You
fucking
can probably just
psycho.
find the one, or like just look up like Isaac Cappy, Tom Hanks, and then like the Instagram post. But
Tom Hanks.
anyways, so these two guys actually went on Epstein's island. Like they found somebody who would take them there on a boat, and like they went up to like, everybody knows like that weird temple with like the yellow like the gold globe or whatever it is on the top, but like the doors and the windows are painted on. Like it's like just like a concrete building, and like the doors and the windows are painted on it.
Yo, that's
No,
like,
what?
that's fucking weird.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like it looks like a temple because I mean he obviously knew like people could see it, but like you get up there and it's like nothing. Like what? Who knows?
Damn.
That's actually fucking gross, dude.
Yeah.
I know. Like what is it, like? Is something just buried in there? Like, and I mean nobody's ever gonna know.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a conspiracy, or I mean, I don't
Shay
know.
said-
It was like with Justin Bieber and like going to Epstein's island, or like being like a victim. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
I have no idea.
It was like his it was like his song. What's the Yum Yum song? He's like, I got
Yummy.
that yummy. Yeah. It was that song, the music video. It apparently like hints at it.
Huh?
And like when you listen to it, it's
It
like
hints
he
at
was like,
what?
you know, one of those kids. Like
Oh,
that
that
he was like a victim of Epstein.
Oh.
And like part of the what is it called, like the Pizzagate scandal.
Why do they play it
Yeah, I don't
backwards?
know. That's what I heard.
They play it backwards and it says his
Play
name
back-
or something.
It's satanic. But
Says
yeah, so
Bloody
like if
Mary,
you watch the
Bloody
music
Mary.
video, I think I don't know. I think if you looked it up, you could see some shit on it, but I don't know. I'd like literally just touch the surface of conspiracies and then I don't do anything
Really,
else.
man. I used to listen to the Tinfoil Hat podcast like all day at work, and they get some real heavy hitting people on there. Like everybody like who would they get into? I remember getting my haircut one time, and this barber was talking about like Pizzagate and stuff, and they're like, "You will never believe what's going on in Washington D.C." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, fill me in." But everybody thinks like nowadays like. People spend too much time in quarantine, and now they all think like the world's ran by pedophiles. But like the really interesting conspiracy stuff's more like I guess like for a lack of better words, like book burning, where there's like just like lost history, stuff like that. That's like really interesting. Like Mesopotamia, like just the stuff like ancient civilizations knew.
Yeah.
Or like what we think about like Egypt, like with nothing like gets me frustrated more than when people are like aliens built the pyramids, like real original.
Yeah.
But
what about the moon landing? What do you think about that? Like
the moon landing?
Yeah.
I think we landed on the moon, but like I can't remember. We gave some country like petrified wood and said it was a moon rock. Like that's
we fucked. Okay.
That's pretty fucking American.
That's American if I've ever heard it. Like damn.
Yeah.
We gave him some tinfoil and said this is steel.
Yeah. But no, like there's a bunch of crazy stuff like going back to like the Sphinx, like why like people think that it's like wind erosion is what's caused like damage on it, but in fact like it's like water erosion, and then like just like the time dating and stuff on that. It's really interesting. There's a bunch of crazy stuff out there. Or more like just like how symbolism's changed. Like everybody thinks of like eagles being like, good,
patriotic.
Like, well, yeah. And like snakes being bad, but like it used to be like the other way around.
Snakes are good and eagles are bad. Yeah, like St. Patrick's, like St. Patrick's Day or whatever. Like they're getting like rid of all the snakes. Like they weren't like literal snakes. It was more like metaphorical snakes. Yeah,
like a group of people.
Yeah,
like
bad people.
Like a group of people.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. Last episode we were talking with one of our friends who is Irish, and her whole family's from Ireland, and she's talking about like the origins of St. Patrick's Day, and yeah, we literally just learned that. So you made that reference, really? And we're like, snakes.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, we know that. We learned that last episode. You learned.
What did she say? Because I might have totally butchered.
No, it's like something about like they have to like chase out the snakes or something, and something about that, something like that, right? I guess.
Yeah, just basically the saint, like the holy saint, just basically chased out the snakes.
Yeah.
The serpents, stuff like that. And then if you think about it, like serpents, I mean, like even in the Bible, it's not like, it's like more metaphorically, and like not an actual snake, but like metaphorically, the person moved like a snake, like fucking, like the serpent was a piece of shit, pretty much.
A slithery sloth under the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like theories and stuff like that too. Like that's why like, stories like that were to like, discredit like the serpent, like make it seem evil. But like you look at like Rome, like when they would like march and like raid places, like they had a big ass gold eagle. Like all you would see is like all these Roman soldiers marching in at the front of them, this big ass gold eagle. Like
yeah,
that's not necessarily a good sign.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I never really like, and now that's crazy. Now that you bring that up, I'm gonna probably look into it more. But like, you always think of crazy conspiracy theories, like shit, like Illuminati and stuff like that. But I've never thought of conspiracy theories of like burning or like removing artifacts to remold history. Like, there's probably shit out there that is that could change the entire way society is ran, but somebody thought that it just wasn't worth the time, or just was too harmful to be brought out, so they fucking burned it. And now it will never be seen.
You never seen National
There's a bunch
Treasure?
of crazy stuff.
Dude, Nick Cage does a great job of that shit.
When I was like maybe 10, I watched it once.
Shit, I watched that like this year again. My dad used to like religiously show me that. I don't know why. Something about that movie.
It's like history. Yeah.
It's like history.
Like, what are the odds like there's pyramids in Mexico and Egypt? Like, stuff like that. Like they just like decided to like honor these, you know, their whatever like gods. They just happen to
people die.
like,
The crazy thing is people don't
like giant shape.
Yeah, the crazy thing is people don't understand. So many people died for that shit. Like, so many people died just to put some bricks on another brick. Like, that shit's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Or there's like Graham Hancock's like talked about this a lot. But like there's in like pretty much everywhere but like Western civilization, there's like somewhat sort of like psychedelic like coming of age like ritual, and like based off like what people have like found in like South America and in Egypt from like whatever like's been documented, like they're really similar in like the two different places.
Mm-hmm.
But like how's like stuff like that, I mean, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And what's your experience with psychedelic experience?
A couple good ones.
Some
I mean,
ego.
you can see behind me, like something happened. Wires got crossed some way.
Yeah.
At some point. But I mean, shit. Oregon here, like things are gonna be really crazy. Like, what's gonna happen in Oregon when a certain percentage of the population all tries mushrooms for the first time? Like, shit's gonna get weird.
I mean, it's already weird. It can't get. I don't think it can get any weirder. Like, shit. I mean, it could get weird, but like, I feel like everyone in Oregon's done shrooms. Like, a lot of people that I know, at least, have like either thought about it, like want to do it, or just like have done it and are done and over with it. So I don't know.
Yeah, the problem is like more people in like the government need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true.
Like,
Fucking quick ego death.
We could use a little bit more compassion in the White House.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it reminds me of I think it's this movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats, but they spike the water with like PCP, right? Not to spoil the movie, but it's fucking
Something
old,
like
so
that.
go watch it.
Wait, what movie? Sorry.
I'll go pick that out.
The Men Who Stare at Goats. It has like George Clooney in it and shit. Like it was a pretty big movie when it came out, but basically at some point they're all in the army and they spike the water with PCP, and like all the army guys like go fucking like crazy. But it just makes me, realize that's just what needs to happen. We just need to tap the water stream with some like, mushrooms and let everybody get it, not a crazy trip, just a mild one.
Yeah.
There's already fluoride. Fuck it. Let's
yeah.
psilocybin.
Yeah, Flint was living. Do they even have water yet? Like, does Flint, Michigan have water yet? Yeah, exactly. Like,
No.
shit, we could give them some mushroom water and they'd be satisfied.
They can take my stimulus check. They need it.
Dude, straight up. Shit, I might do a charity stream for them.
But so that like Men Who Stares at Ghosts, like that was actually like based off, like they tried doing that stuff called like remote viewing, which is like telepathy. Like they like there's like legit experiments where they were trying to like do remote viewing. It's crazy.
Is it like, okay, so remote viewing, are you talking like telepathy, like without talking, like people are communicating? Is that what you mean?
Basically.
Okay.
Basically, and there's people out there who like said they've done it, of course, because I mean,
it's a possibility. Like, it's like, it's like other
And if
people's
you're taking a bunch of
experience.
drugs too, it's like you probably definitely talked to something while you were like high as fuck on something.
Yeah.
Right.
There's this place too, and I think it's in.
I can't say they're wrong.
Is it in like upstate New York? I can't remember, but basically like season 1 Stranger Things, where they were in like the sensory deprivation tank and like kind of doing like a remote viewing type deal. Like that was like all based off like they got like the inspiration for that first season off like real events of them like trying to do that stuff. I can't remember what the place was called, but I can find
The
it.
Upside Down?
It's pretty crazy. No, like the place they actually tried these experiments.
It's the Inside
They were
Out.
trying to get there.
That shit sketches me out. I like see that and like seeing like being in a big body of water with basically like empty nothingness and just like that's just like that's ultimate fear. It's like being in like space, just like nothing. You can't go anywhere, do nothing.
Space creeps me out.
I can't get over like the whole atmosphere thing, like you break through the atmosphere and you're on Earth. Like that still blows my fucking mind that's a thing. Like people are just going through and not taking the hit. Like I feel like you would just on impact just, but somehow there's technology to where you don't like implode. Just it's crazy. So much pressure.
So far beyond my knowledge. Like,
What do you mean, dude?
Oh, I know.
I'm saying like a rocket ship, all right? You know, like the technology to build a rocket ship?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just like everything that goes into that. Like,
Yeah.
It's
That
there
shit's
who are fucking
those people
putting
are
that shit together.
Those people are
It's
next
so much
level
easier
smart.
to think space is fake than to learn rocket science, though.
That's true. That's so true. And that's why there's so many conspiracy theorists.
I know.
Yep.
I love the flat earthers. I love them.
Yeah.
They're my favorite people to drink with.
They're good people.
Yeah.
They're good people. They have a good heart.
They never feel like the earth is spinning, you know? Whenever they get drunk, they're just leveled.
Oh
They're just like a fucking rock.
Yeah.
Well, I do have some
They,
stuff.
they don't know what's going on, but they sure know we aren't on a globe.
Well, I do have some like notable events from 2020, and I might just list some of them. And if you guys want me to stop, I guess just say something. But I got a couple I kind of want to talk about. I'll just name some. Obviously COVID-19. We talked about that like a fuck ton. We don't really need to talk about it anymore. That's pretty much the name of 2020. The Black Lives Movement with like the death of George Floyd and like the big riots in Minnesota. That shit was crazy. The Australian fires, and even the West Coast fires. I know, Wyatt, you didn't really get to see much of that firsthand, but
No, I heard a lot about it though.
yeah, this summer was absolutely bananas here in Oregon. At least, like, I've never seen it this bad. Have you guys seen it this bad, Cruz and Carlos?
No,
A couple years ago.
Yeah,
it was pretty
a couple years
bad,
ago.
but it was nothing compared to this
Yeah,
year,
they
I guess. Especially
they shut down like fucking.
we had like the worst air index or whatever in the world, like
Yeah.
worse than India and China. Like that was
No.
insane.
It was like for a whole week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, it was bad.
And not only was it
constant,
mid quarantine, but like not only that, it was like
Summer.
okay, all the people who are not in quarantine now because you have to work, you're now gonna be stuck inside because you can't go like you can't go to work. If you go to work, you're like the air quality is so bad. If you're out there for like more than a half hour, you're just gonna fucking just be coughing.
Even in there, like, I don't know, dude. The air quality was just so bad.
Yeah, people were saying it was like equivalent to smoking like fucking 19 cigs or some shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if I died
Okay,
tomorrow.
that's nothing though.
What'd you say?
I wouldn't be surprised if I
You
died
don't know-
tomorrow.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
if
mean,
you
I was still smoking cigs during it, but I'm just saying, like, just like shit. I'm doubling that motherfucker now, just from being outside. But I don't know. They were saying, and I mean, I could feel it. My throat was kind of bugging for sure.
Yeah.
And they had us in the office, and I was like, why am I in the office right now? Like, I can't even fucking breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to work.
Hella whack.
I had to work through that too. And like my client, I don't know if you know why, I'm a caregiver for someone with cerebral palsy, so he can't walk, but he loves to get outside and like go through parks in his wheelchair and all that type of stuff. So that week was like one of the hardest weeks for him. Like we had to stay inside, no going outside. Like that shit was tough for him and
So
me.
sad,
Like I
yeah.
wanted to go out, you
Damn.
know, like. But yeah.
That
So it's
shots up.
crazy.
Yeah, next year, man, if that shit happens again, I'll be fighting the fires.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much what National Guard does in Oregon. Like that's pretty much what it is. I mean, just disaster relief, a lot of firefighting. So
Well, stay safe,
That's
man.
so cool.
This shit's cool, but it's,
Yeah.
thought
it's
about firefighting.
yeah, from the sounds of it,
scared.
I
The
think
idea
it
of
was,
firefighting.
it was that bad. Like even just going to work, like I can only imagine. Like
being out there and
that,
That's scared.
fighting.
that shit's terrifying.
Yo, it was actually trippy. Yeah, not like if you were like off the grid while that shit was happening, like there was pictures. You probably have seen them, but like the red skies where it just looked like that it was like blood skies was
Daunting.
Probably this one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, I'm only 22, so that doesn't really say a lot, but like it was fucking scary. Like I was like, yo, there's actually like a pandemic going around.
Yeah.
People are dying, and now the skies are blood red.
This is a
I'm
mid.
just like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is it.
And to make
This
it
is
worse, it was like what, August, September? I think it was September, and it was like fucking
September.
80 to 90 degrees like every day, bro. And plus the
my-
smoke, it's fucking 150.
My mom had sent me a photo, and I mean, it looked pretty fucking biblical.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one is record-breaking locust swarms in East Africa. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but a bunch of
that was creepy.
yeah, like
that's
a
really
bunch of
biblical.
yeah, a bunch of bugs like swarming villages and like destroying them and shit. Like serious stuff. But that was going on this year. In 2020, Chase says 2020 was a horror movie. Yeah, it really was. It was twists and turns, that's for sure, dude. Oh, the Trump impeachment. That was this year as well, right? Wasn't that this year? Yeah. World War III was trending, like in January. Yeah. In January on Twitter, it was
I totally forgot about that.
World War III. World War III was trending on Twitter. We were about to go to World War.
I knew people who like wanted that to happen. I'm like, that would be the most pointless like conflict.
That would be the worst idea I have ever heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing was something else. What else do I got? Oh yeah, the death of Kobe Bryant. That shit was sad.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That the helicopter, like, who would have thought? You know, like,
That's
Kobe
like
Bryant
so
would
fake.
like, right? It really seems like this year was a movie, and it's gonna. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be 1,000 films made about the year 2020. You know, and we're all gonna be telling our kids, "Oh, the year 2020, I lived it." But
you don't know shit.
There's gonna be like a spoof like movie, like a scary movie. Like the Wayans brothers are gonna come out with like 2020.
The Wayans brothers.
There's gonna be like some cartoony like Michael Bay type like helicopter crash, and like one of the Wayans brothers is gonna be playing Kobe Bryant. Like, there's got to be something like some straight
something
2020
something
movie.
to like lighten the mood about this year. Jesus, but I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know if the Kobe Bryant thing would be the best move, but something like that.
No, it definitely get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not even like it was just like 9 months. Like thinking back, like I just think back, like back in March, like right after. I feel like it was right after my birthday. Like we went to Sun River, or no, not Sun River. We went to La Pine and like rented a fat house, and everything was still open and everything was chill. And then just like a week and a half later, it's just like everything was shut down. And now I think back, I'm like, fuck, dude, that was this year. Yeah. I'm like, we were literally there this year. Mm-hmm. And we just said,
I don't even know who I was at that point. Like it feels so long ago.
Yeah. And like I had like seen like this like the pandemic like changed so many things. Like so I had went to like someone's basic training graduation in March, and that so like in like I had to send home a letter that basically said in the letter that like since March 16th like all like graduations were like close to families. Well, I went to like a basic training graduation on March 16th, and so like I literally like when I flew, like I had a connecting flight Chicago O'Hare, and I made it out of there like a couple hours before they literally shut down the airport. Like I don't remember if you saw like pictures of it where it was just shoulder to shoulder, like the airport was shut down.
Damn.
Like
no
flights going.
I remember
out.
that shit.
I
left right
by,
before
like, a couple hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Or like and like what I like got, and I was like over in like South Carolina, and like all these places were like they were open one day and then the next day like they're closing. Like I just seen like so much just like change, like, and I was like in the middle of it, and I'm just like, I just hope I like get home. Like I like gone to like so many, like I'd gone to like Idaho and then over to like South Carolina in like 2 weeks, and just like seeing like the difference. Like I remember like when I was coming back from Idaho, it was like, oh, like someone tested positive in Portland, and then like that, what do you know, 2 weeks later like Chicago O'Hare is shut down, and I like just made it out of there by a couple hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, you have such an interesting perspective of this year. Like you, like
Yeah,
out of anybody that I know, you have like such a weird situation that you got into this year. Kind of, I don't know, like going to the military.
And I'm like halfway through 2020, and I'm like, this shit has already been the craziest year of my life, and it's not even over. Like, I'm about to go to this place. Like, what is in store for me?
I say we let Wyatt direct the movie, because like this guy was like running from the, like, he's like, I ran over to this this state, and then it started to shut down, and I dipped out of there, and then I was running from it.
I dipped out of there. Crazy. We just ran this way. We ran that way.
Yeah, I've really been running.
Got thrown into the van.
I got body snatched.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like I am the pandemic.
Yeah.
The super spreader.
Yeah. Like it's like The Last of Us. Like I'm gonna be like they're gonna be trying to like cut me up and figure out what's inside of me or something.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's true. Also, what happened this year was TikTok almost got banned. not that anyone cares.
I've had like a couple times. I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is it gone or not?" Like people.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't go on TikTok,
but apparently, what ended up happening? Do you guys remember? I can't remember what happened.
It was
It
basically
have to
like,
do with like it was like basically China was like spying on us or
Yeah.
something through TikTok.
like there's no like privacy settings in this. Like I'm pretty sure it was like a Chinese ran company. So when like they like, because China basically has like control of all their citizens and shit. So, and there's been a big revolution, or they're trying to do in China for their democracy. So like all this shit was going on, and then like TikTok like was like suppressing a lot of their people, so it got like pretty much banned. And yeah, they were trying to spy on us too.
Fucking weirdos.
Weirdos.
This TikTok, bro. You guys are grooming some little kids at this point.
So I feel like stuff like this has been going on for so long. We're just like starting to learn about like, you know, just how like valuable like our information is, or how many people are just like tapping into like, you know, stuff that is like quite frankly like useless or that we don't care about, but people will pay for.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like, it's been going on forever. And, like it's not a problem till now. And I mean, it's way too late. Like you can try to like be as off the grid as possible, but I mean, shit, your data's out there already.
Yeah, someone will find
Everyone-
something about you no matter what. Like there's people with that much time on their hand where they're getting paid enough money to literally just dig for hours and hours and figure out every little single thing about you.
Yeah, and like a shameless
kinda
plug
scary.
here, in the second episode of my podcast, I tell a story of when me and my friend go and track a guy down off Facebook Marketplace because he ghosted me. And I rented a car trailer, and he was supposed to buy this car. And it's surprisingly easy to find out where somebody lives as long as you just have their name.
Wait, what? Oh, so you're an investigator.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the jack of all trades. I can do a little PI on the side.
Okay, little police work,
But
a little
woodworking.
firefighting, a
but
little
the thing is,
woodworking.
yeah, this guy, like, if someone wanted to find out where I live, like, hopefully nobody does this, but it'd be like really freaking easy. But this guy didn't have a single picture of himself on Facebook. I couldn't find like any pictures of his house on anything.
But
And
how did you know
his name?
How do you know what his house looked like? Or you didn't?
I didn't at first.
Okay.
At first.
And when I like looked up his name, like I could find like a phone number, but it wasn't his phone number. And there was like an address, but I knew like that wasn't the right address. So like I just like dug through like Facebook, and someone had commented on this photo, and he had two last names, and they shared one of the last names. And I was able to find her information.
Loophole.
And then find like pictures of stuff he had posted on like Facebook Marketplace, and then photos she had posted, and the backgrounds, like the backdrops were similar. And then like went on Google Earth and like looked up everything and was like, this is he's posted pictures at this place. Like he might not live there, but I know for sure this is a relative. So I'm gonna at least go there, and like either she's gonna tell me where he lives, or I'm just gonna drop the car off in their driveway and leave. But he ended up living there too. And I got the money for the car, but he was pretty shocked.
That's actually really interesting, because I always knew you could like easily find stuff, especially on Facebook. People are so dumb, bro. Like people post like pictures of their house, even if there's no like address on it, like blah blah blah, people can still figure stuff out. Like they'll see a car in the background, they'll see like whoever liked it, they'll, you know, like same name, see what they posted, like just like you said,
License plates,
it's a loophole.
like
Like there's a little loophole that you'll see. Like it's just like the catfish shit, you know, like those catfishers or whatever. Like, oh, they know how to do it, bro. They really do.
And I don't know anything. I figured this out in an afternoon. Like he ghosted me at like 5 o'clock, and I was supposed to meet up. And I like within like I think like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like I found out where this dude lived, and
Just a
packed
man
up and hit
with
the
time
road.
on his hands, dude.
Yeah,
And a mission.
I was pretty mad.
So
like,
was he-
I was like, I was to the point where I was like, I don't even want the money at this point. Like, I just want the satisfaction of like showing up to this guy's place
And seeing what the look on his face. What was the look on his face?
Well, so there was like 9 other people. So it's a crazy story, and like I tell the whole thing, but like he lived out in the middle of nowhere, out in like a compound. Like it must have been like 30-something acres with like a high fence surrounding it, out past like Dallas, like on the way to the coast. And
dude, you went. Did you have a friend with you?
Yeah. I had
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
first
like,
off, yeah, that area, like if you're traveling to the coast in Oregon, the coastal mountain range, there is some sketchy areas there that I would not want to be alone.
It was like, I'm really curious how these people made their money, because there was like 2 massive houses on the property, and when I got to the gate, like there was an intercom, and I like go to the intercom, and I just like ask if the guy's there, and they're like, oh, he's on his way down. Like he like saw me like driving up and like already knew. But like he was so scared and non-confrontational. There was like 9 other people there with him, but they were just helping him. They didn't know that like he tried to get out of this deal, and I tracked him down. So like he was too scared
to say it.
So like, yeah, like, and that's the funny part, because like it is like awkward and shitty it would have been. Like he could have just told me no, like there would have been nothing I could do.
Right.
Like I mean, there was,
you can't
9
just
people
leave it there and not get any money.
Yeah,
like
I can't just like beat him up and put the title in his pocket and money and leave. like
put a gun to his head, no one will know.
Like all he had to say was no, and like it would have been fine, but he was just so scared that like that I showed up and found him, that the deal went down, everything. I dropped the car off, and then I'm on my way out of there. And he's
you
like,
basically force-fed him this car. You're like, open up.
Basically.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
I wonder what was going through his mind.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like, he was probably freaking out inside. Like, he's just thinking, oh, I can't say anything in front of my family. Like, they think I'm kind of a scum, for just ghosting your ass.
Oh, and I mean, that's probably 100% what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he had so many opportunities to just like tell me no. Like if he would have told me no over like Facebook Messenger,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there would have been nothing I could do. If he would have told me no when I showed up there, like it just goes to show, like, I mean, yeah, just don't be non-confrontational.
Yeah.
Be an asshole, I guess. Moral of the story is be an asshole.
Yeah. Or be firm.
If you don't want something,
just say no.
Be true to your word. Yeah.
Consent
don't
is
ghost
sexy.
me. Like,
come on now.
Yeah. I'll just like, don't ghost me, because I'll find you.
You hear that, ladies? Don't ghost the man.
Yeah. Not you
Just
guys. If you owe me, but if you owe me money, like.
Yeah, I honestly hopped off Facebook back like 4 years ago, and one of the biggest things was like, one, it was just like idiots. Like it was just filled with just like idiots. Like not like idiots, like not the people on there, like just a majority of the stuff that people would just like repost and just like not read into anything, and just I was like, this is just so annoying. Definitely. But another thing was that I was like thinking one day, I think I was like super baked or something. Something was just like had me thinking, and I was just like in my head like, dude, someone could really like track me down and track down my entire family that I have listed, that like, this is my cousin, my sister, my aunt, my little cousin. I was like, they could fucking track my whole family down. Like, what if somebody wants to rob me and finds my phone and figures out my name, like goes out, like, I don't know. It was like over the top, but you could fucking find anybody off of Facebook.
Yeah, we're just lucky that like not many people like have like the motivation or intent to do that, because I mean the opportunity's there. It's so easy. Like, and it's too late now. Like you like don't even realize what's happening as it's happening. Like you just have all this information and stuff out there, and you're just trying to like post pictures with your family. Yeah, you don't realize like, you're putting yourself and everyone else in danger. But I mean, it's not your fault. Like it's it's innocent. It seems
harmless.
Innocent,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nobody expected that to be a thing, except my grandma. My grandma puts a piece of paper over her webcam, so
make sure she's not getting scammed either. Yeah. I know a lot of old people these days are getting like calls from people just getting scammed. Like, oh, you gotta reset your computer. Oh, well, give me your password. All this type stuff. Like,
yeah,
so sad.
Open up your webcam. I need to see your face.
All right, let me see your bank account. What's your password and your social? Oh, I guess that sounds right. Like, how, I mean, it's so sad. It really is sad.
But when me and Jade moved into our house, she like posted a picture of us, and then like on it has like the house numbers, and I was like flicking her shit. I'm like, what the fuck? You put our house numbers on there? What? She was like, what? I was like, someone could literally just look up our numbers and find our house.
or like the
Wait,
thing
she
that
literally
always
just did
happened-
numbers?
Well, no, like in the photo, like we took a picture outside the house, but like it has the house numbers
Oh, sorry.
in the photo. Yeah, so I was just like, dude, somebody could literally just look up our address
Yeah,
and just figure out where we live.
right. What were we gonna say?
I'm just
Wyatt?
like,
I was gonna say the best one was like when everyone get their learner's permit when they're like 15 and post a picture of it.
Yeah.
That always happened.
No one would cross it out or anything. It'd just be the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean,
and but the only thing people would cross out would be like chicks would just cross out like their height and weight. Like that was it. Their address would be there, but they would. But the only thing they would cross out would be their height and weight.
Just their weight.
Yeah.
They're like 100.
Yeah, no,
they're like a
your whole
$1.15.
that's such a like a 15-year-old thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay, another thing that happened this year, Macaulay Culkin turned 40. You guys know who Macaulay Culkin is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
Home
mean
Alone.
40?
He turned 40 years old.
That's it, bro. He looks like he's like 60.
Really? Does he really?
I don't know. Man.
That's what happens
Right?
when you spend too much time with
Have you even
MJ.
seen him recently? Wait.
Didn't he go through like some drugs?
What did he just say?
He did. Yeah, look, what did you say? You
He said that's what happens when you spend too much time with MJ. Excuse me? You know something that we don't know? Like, did he spend a lot of time with Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson?
Yeah, they were like best friends, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Michael Jackson like actually hung out with like a lot of little kids. Like that was like an actual thing.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
Macaulay Culkin was a
And
part of that.
Macaulay Culkin was like the first friend that he like little kid that he had because he was big from Home Alone, so he was like a really big superstar, and they kind of like hung out and shit like that. And then when all the like scandals came out, Macaulay Culkin actually like went on the stand and like said that like Michael Jackson has never like touched me, never did any of that shit. So he was one of the biggest people who like
Defended him.
defended Michael Jackson through all the shit that was going down.
I actually didn't even know that. I might have actually learned that, but I just forgot it.
I watched a really
I heard
fucked up
something
Michael
that, like-
Jackson documentary, and I was just like,
So I watched the Michael Jackson documentary, but then I like briefly heard somewhere, but I never looked into it that like a lot of like that shit was like fucked up and that they kind of painted a bad picture about him. So I don't know if he is a pedophile or not. I mean,
yeah.
pedophile.
I mean,
or not, it's still creepy.
the documentary
Yeah.
I saw was literally two dudes coming out and saying that like Michael Jackson sexually assaulted him. So like the whole point of it was to make Michael Jackson look bad. Like that was the whole point of basesically the documentary.
The thing about
And
all
then-
that,
And he had that theme park too, right? That little theme park.
Yeah, Imagination Land.
here's
Yeah.
this is my opinion on like sexual allegations. I feel like if there's a sexual allegation and like some say it's not true and some say it's true, I feel like there's got to be some truth in it no matter what. Like there's had to be some sort of like sexual something that happened that was just not okay. Because there's just no way people like more than one at least are just saying that this person, you know, sexually assaulted them. There's no, I just can't buy it. There's no way, like, yeah. There's just, I don't see it.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you. Where like there has to be at least like something. Like if
Something.
like perhaps it's like exaggerated
Yeah.
or like made out to be like way more like, I mean, evil and like malicious than it actually was. But like there probably was something that happened where
Mhm.
like some celebrity was like drunk in the club and like pushing up on a girl.
Right.
Like he probably just could have been being an asshole and an idiot, but like he wasn't like like doing like yeah, he was wrong, but like perhaps he like wasn't made out to like exactly be what is told. It's kind of crazy too, and plus like once you get the attention, like something like clout's a hell of a drug. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it can make people do crazy things.
Exactly. That and alcohol. I mean,
Okay.
just alcohol in general.
Alcohol and clout go crazy
I mean,
That
together.
shit.
like, just like when people get like small like Twitter fame, like man, someone gets like 200 likes on something, they just like lean into it and make it like their whole persona. Like it's kind of gross. Like, and you just totally see it affect people, and people don't see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we need to share the wealth.
Back.
Wyatt, your mic again, or your cam again.
All right.
I don't know why. Oh, and also the Pentagon released UFO videos this year. I don't know if
Why
you guys...
do you have anything to say about that?
I love the aliens.
Yeah, did the
Aliens.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have to release it. I mean, we know.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. We already knew, but like obviously, like thanks for showing us, I guess.
The Galactic Federation.
It's like Harvey Weinstein getting arrested. Like, shocker.
Hey,
Oh, he wasn't arrested already?
And Kanye running.
to be honest,
like-
dude. I didn't really even know who he, like, I heard his name only in like rap music, you know, when they would like make bars because his name sounded good to rhyme with something else. But like break it down, what was even his significance? Was he like a talk show host or like a
Who? Harvey Weinstein?
yeah, is he like politician?
An
Like,
actor, producer.
No, you know,
He's a
like
producer.
Miramax, like, you know, like movies and like in the beginning credits, like there's like Miramax.
oh, he was the Miramax guy.
Yeah, him and his brother.
Okay,
Production.
okay.
Yeah.
So like
Dude,
movie
I just
production.
watched Chasing Amy the other day, and that's like one of the main Miramax movies that like made him big. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean they were huge. I mean they made some like the
got
biggest
Good Will
movies
Hunting
ever.
too.
Yeah, they started. I'm pretty sure they lifted off like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, like their careers like skyrocketed from those movies. So he was
Crazy.
the guy who created that, and he basically was just a pedo.
No, he wasn't. I mean,
Not basically
Well-
just a pedo. I mean,
but I mean he sexually
Well,
assaulted.
I think he was a
people.
rapist,
Just like
wasn't
he was
Yeah.
a rapist and creepy. But I mean, what the fuck would stop him from like going after a 17-year-old? He
Yeah.
was a pedophile too.
yeah.
I guess I used pedo. I guess I used that as the wrong term, but
Yeah.
he was a predator. How
We
about
know what
that?
you mean. Yeah, he was a predator.
There's a girl, a stand-up comedian, Chelsea Skidmore, who's been on Joey Diaz's podcast, and she was like one of the people like that he like tried to do stuff with. And,
Oh, really?
Like she like yeah, and like the account like she gives is exactly like what everybody else said.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. Where he would just like stuff like, oh, like you come up to my room, like you got this script or like this part I think you'd be perfect for, and then like they come in, he'd be like in a robe and just drop it around. his
Oh,
ankles. Like, just like
no.
creepy shit like that.
Yeah, that's
Disgusting.
fucked up.
That's
dude.
fucking gross.
Yeah, but clout's a hell of a drug. Like a lot
Yeah.
of, like, I mean, he got away with it probably, I mean, countless times,
Yeah.
or probably more than he didn't get away with it. So
That's even more fucked up.
And that's gonna change. Like especially like bringing that up in
Yeah.
2020. Like going forward, you're gonna see a lot of like music. Like a lot of musicians are coming out and saying like they want out of their contracts. They want like royalty rights. Like musician rights are coming in. Like obviously, it's really been known for a long time that like the actors and the movie industry is just like one of the worst industries to be in because it's just like controlled by a lot of fucked up people. So
Yep.
I mean, all these people coming out and shit's actually moving in the right direction, hopefully. But there's still
Yeah, nobody's fucking around.
there's still
anymore.
fucked up people in power, of course.
yeah, and it's just like kind of everything. Like I mean, you hear not more people our age, but like older people where they're like, "Oh, this generation's so soft," or like the Me Too movement, like in like a negative way, where like it seems in the beginning like it's like a pendulum where like it swings to like the extreme end where it's like almost like a witch hunt, but then it swings back and it bounces out where like now it's like accepted. Where like people used to think it was like so absurd that like you can't call someone a faggot, but then it's like after a while like you're like, okay, you know what, that's right. And then I think it's the same thing. Like it's gonna be like normal, just be like way more aware of that sort of stuff in the
Right.
future.
Yeah. This year has really turned, I guess, opened eyes for people, and just like
A lot of people.
the culture. Yeah. I think even
Yeah, I
me.
wonder how much of it is
People found
just
their
like
voice, finally.
people having like time on their hands.
Mhm.
Because you just saw like I remember like going on runs and stuff, like seeing so many people outside. Like that's just crazy. Like you would never like think like something like that could probably make us like such, but that probably made it such a noticeable difference in so many people's lives. Just like having to work like maybe 2 hours less a day,
Yeah.
what people would do with those extra 2 hours, at least in the beginning. Eventually, like, you get used to it and it just becomes like your routine. But like, just that extra free time, wonder how much of an impact that made on so many people.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we started this podcast this year.
It's same. Like, that was probably the best thing that ever happened, was like, I actually like got like, because I told you guys I had all this podcast equipment, but I never did anything with it for a year and a half. But like, I like really hit like the ground running and just started banging out episodes.
Yeah, that's
banging.
There's some goods and there's some bads this year. Like, I swear, I mean, like, some goods for me at least. Like, I thought the music this year was pretty good. I like, you guys have favorite albums of the year? We got any albums of the year? I know Wyatt might have one, but anybody?
I mean, unfortunately, like, I haven't got to listen to like too much music,
right.
But and I honestly don't listen to like a lot of newer music too. But I mean, I was happy, that's for sure.
Yeah, you were happy with the Man on the Moon 3. That was a good album.
Yeah,
that was I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was great. The last half of it's pretty much flawless. Like, the first half of it's like kind of off-putting. Like, I remember the first time I listened to it, I thought it sounded much different. Like, not bad, but just different than what I had expected or hoped for. But then after a while, like, I don't even notice the difference.
I just watched a Kid Cudi interview with Zane Lowe. On like Apple Music. He's like an Apple Music guy. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I mean, he's just talking to Cutter. He's talking to Cutter about just like his whole process with Man on the Moon 3. And then like everything he went through, and it's like it made me appreciate Cudi even more than I already did, and you know, a lot of people our age do. But it was cool. It's like this dude's like finally, like, it seems like he's happy again.
Yeah,
we'll see. I'm excited. I like the album a lot, though. I did like it.
Yeah,
I just keep listening to it.
Same. I mean, I always
like
keep listening to it.
I'm just like, all right, let me run through this again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like one of those people where like I fall in the category where I think like anything he does is like the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, like the stuff like the stuff people hate on, like I still enjoy it, probably just because I've heard everything so much. Like, I've just got to like appreciate everything, because for the longest time he put out no music for the longest time. But
Passion, Pain, and
I have that
Demon Slain,
same
I got
feeling.
mad shit.
Yeah, people sleep on that. I mean, that's one of my favorite albums. There's so many songs on that are just perfect
of all time. Yeah,
perfect.
I feel that.
But yeah, I mean, I was like in his top 0.001% of listeners, and I didn't even have my phone for 4 months.
That's
so
what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna mention. I was like, dude, this guy's literally a kid. I literally wrote it on my sheet. Kid Cudi cult leader. Like, this guy knows his Cudi, bro. Like,
yes,
it's
like,
crazy.
Imagine that. I didn't have my phone for a third of the year, and I was in the top 0.001%.
That's absurd.
And I wasn't honestly not surprised, because I've followed your social media for years, and I've known that you're like a Kid Cudi guy, so like I wasn't surprised when you
pointed. It was crazy too, because like, I mean, who didn't listen to Man on the Moon on repeat in middle school? Like,
exactly.
That shit was amazing. But like, it wasn't until like a couple years ago, like I'd heard it again for the first time, and I was like, had a new appreciation for it. And then it was like, fuck, I mean, pedal to the metal. I don't think I ever stopped.
Yeah,
like, it's just crazy. Like, yeah, I was too young to like really understand, but
right. Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness hit, but it like didn't hit like it did now. Like,
I just remember listening to that with School Candy headphones on repeat. Like, this is the best song ever. But like, you don't understand, like, oh, there's a million other great songs on this album that are so I didn't appreciate. I just listened to the song off Project X.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's literally my favorite thing, is going back on old music and being like, holy shit, like there's so many hidden gems in here that like I like maybe like heard but didn't listen to. And it's like finding new music, kind of, you know.
And it's funny now because like I just listen to like so much of his music now that like I'll go back and like listen to Man on the Moon 1, and I forget that like Pursuit of Happiness is like even on there, because I've heard it so many times where like I almost just like don't listen to it. Like, I just don't hit play on it as often, just because like, not that I skip it, but it's just not like the first song I select. So like, I'll be listening, I'm like, fuck, I forgot this song's on this album too. Like, this is
right. Yeah, just banger after banger.
There's just like all those like songs that you forget about, like that just bring you like right back to like when you were a kid. Like Erase Me, like I mean, you just forget about all those.
Dude, Oh man.
Every time I hear Erase
Mojo
Me,
so
volume's
dope.
at 11, dude.
Yes.
Mojo's so dope. I literally can't like solo dolo.
And
I
it's
actually-
funny,
Major, yeah.
I turned a friend on and that I went to basic with an AIT on the Kid Cudi, and it's like hilarious because he's never stopped listening to it ever since. And like, he knew like the hits, but like I turned him on and like he'll just like send me videos of like him driving around, and it's like the only thing on his radio.
That's a good feeling.
That's
Sharing
awesome.
music with people that don't know who they are, and then they're like super into it afterwards. That's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, I turned him on to
Yeah, I
like the
love
first
sharing
Man on the
music.
Moons, and then I'm like, all right, now you're ready for like
Now you're ready to get out there and get laid, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, buckle up. There's
Go find
a whole
yourself.
world out there.
Kid Cudi's great, but there's some awesome artists out there as well.
Exactly.
What about you, Coop? What's your
Oh yeah,
what's
we're
your,
still talking
what's
about
your album?
Oh fuck, dude. I think like my most favorite, my most enjoyed while listening, I want to say Limbo, only because it just like kind of like what you said earlier, Wyatt. I've listened to a lot of Amine, so it doesn't really get like anything he puts out I usually like, and it's just like I just have that appreciation about whatever he does. So like Limbo, Amine, like that was my shit this year. And when that came out, Carlos, you know, like I was beyond hyped. Like shit was on repeat for a week, and it's still on my playlist, like all of them. So I think Amine probably hit the spot for me.
Yeah, it's crazy. When Man on the Moon 3 got announced, I was like, I really, because like me and Joel had talked about it so much, because he's the one who like put me back on to like Kid Cudi, and like we had talked about it so much, and I wasn't expecting it to come out for like another year or two, and I was like, I have to wait till I get home so I can listen to it with him. So like I waited a week while like everybody around me is just talking about it. I waited a week to listen to it. Didn't hear one song until I waited for Joel to pick me up from the airport so we could just blast it all the way home. And it was like, I appreciate it like so much more.
Yeah,
just
that's
'cause,
gotta.
like, I don't know, wait for it. And I'm like, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
that
gotta-
probably hits. Like that hits
Agonizing,
me. Like just thinking about it, just like with your best friend, just cranking the album that just like means the most. Like
Like I'm
fuck.
sure he was like up, and it was funny too, like because I was like supposed to like lose my phone for like some dumb reason, and like I ended up like getting like back to my room and like checking my phone. I'm like, holy shit! Like Man on the Moon 3 is coming out this Friday. Like, and then like I told my friend, I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to it till I get home with you. And I was like, you can listen to it if you want, but I'm kind of expecting you to wait for me till I get home.
Did he wait? Did he wait?
Yeah, he waited.
Oh,
He's a trooper. I mean, that's my co-pilot.
that's your co-pilot, dude. He's got to do
Yeah,
it.
that's my co-pilot. I mean, he has to.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that
What about you guys?
album.
Yeah. Or even song? Like, what was the song?
I don't know, man. Honestly, Pray for Paris, West Side Gun was fire. Benny the Butch. That's all. I mean, that's Buffalo rap though.
Pretty much.
Griselda.
I like Carlos. Yeah. There was some else. I mean, Mac Miller, obviously. Deontay Hitch.
Forgot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, did that come
Deontay
out this year?
Hitchcock. Yeah, that came out this year, didn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
Circles?
Yeah.
Right?
It did.
Yeah.
I think so.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Deontay Hitchcock.
that was a
Coop,
good
I know
one.
you listen to that.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
really
one.
like that one a lot. But there's so many, and there's so many that I'm probably missing. We've been blessed this year with music, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't Tame Impala drop something this year?
Impala dropped.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
cool.
I
it's
thought it
alright.
was good. I thought it was a good EP. I don't. Was it a full album? I can't remember.
I think it was. Yeah.
Might have been a full.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Not gonna lie, at the beginning of the year, when like shit, like I feel like, and this is another thing I was thinking about today too, is that I feel like quarantine really made artists like tap in, like actually fucking work, and like not really like, because you can't go anywhere, you can't like go out and fuck around, so you like actually got to do what people want to hear from you. So like at the beginning of the year, I was kind of like, I don't really know about this year, like Uzi dropped and a few other people dropped, and it was just kind of like, okay. But then like once quarantine hit and people started coming out with shit, I was like, geez, like people actually put in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it made some real artists stands out. The ones who can produce their own music and do stuff all on their own.
Yeah.
Because there's those artists who do that stuff before there was even such thing as quarantine.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, make an album in their kitchen or something.
Mac DeMarco. Yeah.
A lot of people that I discovered this year too. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's gotta be like Everything by Coda. Like I discovered
Go to the friend.
Yeah, Nathan introduced me to Coda the Friend this year, and then I listened to Everything, and I probably listened, like my number one album that I listened to this year was Burden of Proof, so Betty the Butcher. Like I was just really hyped on that because it was just good hip hop, like good rap. But like Everything was just one of those albums that like put me through like all the different emotions. Like there's the good vibes, the chill, like the I'm trying to turn up, and then there's also like all the little interludes and stuff. That's what I love in an album, where there's like interludes that connect each song, and like each one has a different like expression to it, you know?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, dude, those are some good picks, guys. I agree wholeheartedly with all those. I think that, did you guys have a favorite month? I know that sounds weird, but I would say my favorite month was any month in front of March.
Yes, I'm gonna go with March. My birthday was in March.
He
So
goes March. I'm gonna say January.
I know Cruz is gonna fuck with March.
Mine was probably like April, because like the only thing that changed for me was I didn't have to go to school in person. So I was like, my life's so much better. I don't have to go to school in person. I was like, I hardly will even show up to my Zoom classes. You're just going to record them and post them anyways. I was like, this is tremendous. I was like, I really only have to go to the places I want to be. I was like, this is great.
True.
Less traffic. I mean, it was, in my situation, I loved
less
it.
traffic too. I feel that.
What about you, Cruz? You have a favorite month of the year?
Honestly, I don't even know, man. Like, January was cool. February was actually really cool. My birthday month, I guess. It was cool. Like, I partied, like, I think Taylor's closed right before my birthday, but
Yeah.
it was cool. I got a party with a bunch of friends and shit before, and then like a couple weeks later, that's when quarantine.
You
hit,
know,
'cause
now
it's-
that I think about it, I think February was my favorite month. Yeah. Because that was the same month we were doing all that shit.
like, all right, this year's got some promise to it.
Yeah,
And
this
then-
year does have some promise to it.
Oh, I mean, wouldn't say that, but no, I'm just kidding. No, definitely
I'm just
so.
hoping for concerts in 2022. That's all I want.
I need that.
I need like full blown shows in 2022.
Coop, yeah, I miss concerts so much, man.
Like, I mean, I'm probably gonna dump stupid
Back.
money to
Yeah.
see Man on the Moon 3 on tour, but
They're going to dump a load.
yeah, well, more ways than one, probably.
Yeah.
I feel like I was talking to my girlfriend about this, Jade. I feel like I was telling her about this. We were talking about this, that like once shit opens up, like you're gonna see so many people just like gone, like just like on vacation. Like people are gonna be taking vacations. Hell, everybody's gonna be going to concerts. Like, you know, when concerts weren't really sold out and like people weren't really like, oh, like I might go. Like, I don't know, should I get a ticket? It's gonna be like, bro, have you got your ticket yet?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like
Everyone's
like,
going to
yeah, you want to go to Europe? Like, dude, like let's fucking book it right now. What if we get shut down? Like, we should just go.
I feel like
that's just
I
gonna
feel
be
like
the thing.
everyone's either gonna be yes man or hell no. Like I feel like there's gonna be no in between. Like let's go, or I'm scared to leave. Like I'm gonna get coronavirus.
It's probably gonna be one of those like situations where like, fuck it, enjoy it while you can, because it's probably just gonna get shut down in a month.
Yeah.
Dude,
as soon as
Vaccines-
headlines break, like that's the thing. Like as soon as the narrative like changes a little bit, like they'll just start shutting stuff down again.
I just hope these vaccines really just fucking work. like work so we can live a normal, like go back to like semi-normal. Like obviously it's not going to be the same. Nothing's ever going to be the same. We've talked about that like for this entire podcast. But I mean,
same.
it's just like Yeah, I just hope things get better, and they will. They will. They already have. So I actually.
That's why like the new news about like the mutation such bullshit, because like
I don't know, dude.
that stuff was probably happening before, but of course it doesn't matter that there's a new strain until there's a vaccine. Like
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
people,
it's
like, there's probably
coincidental.
people out there who like wouldn't admit it, but they really don't want this to go away because
No, I
a
mean,
lot of people made
a lot of money.
than they
Yeah,
ever
I
dreamed
bet
of.
a lot of people lost a lot of money this year.
Yeah, most people.
Most normal people. Yeah.
Yeah, the lizards didn't.
The lizards, is that what you said?
The lizard people.
the lizards
lizard
did it.
people. Yeah. I think I'm gonna title that like this episode's probably gonna be titled like the lizard people are taking over in 2021 or something.
The lizards won 2020. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But 2021. This is our year. The warm-blooded people.
The
this is our year,
warm-blooded people
2021.
are gonna kill it this year, and I promise.
Thank God, dude.
Yes.
Promise.
Been waiting for this. You guys got anything looking forward into 2021 that you're like, like we kind of talked about it last week, leading up to this episode, that like, New Year's resolutions, they're just kind of like a bunch of just bullshit. Like you hype yourself up, but you really like most things you can achieve within like a 2 to 3 month period. But do you guys have anything that like going into next year, this will for sure get done?
Take care of myself
Nice, good one.
mentally,
No, I'm just kidding.
emotionally.
That's a good one.
Basically, that's it for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just feel like
we'll see.
this next year I really want to grow, like whether it's my channel, whether whether it's my channel or like academics, like my work, whether I level up in work or whether I level up on the channel. Either way, I just want to level up in some way. Progress. That's all I need. Then I'll feel satisfied at the end of the year, honestly.
Yeah, I just got to get my health back together. The fucking army. People think you go off, you get in good shape, and you like switch stuff around. But I already was, so I mean, I feel like trash right now.
Really?
But yeah, I'm hoping I get videos set up on the podcast, stuff like that. Just grow that and get back to making stuff. It's been a while since I've made anything, and that's like, for something I do every day. That's like just. It's like therapeutic. I just need to get back to that and making things, and then
It's your passion.
growing the podcast and learning. Keep doing this. This stuff's so much fun.
Yeah, dude, we'll have to have you on again. Like, you were such a good guest, and so many interesting
I
stories.
so much fun.
Yeah.
We definitely busted an hour this time.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Like we're hour 45 in.
Yeah,
by the
we're
way.
hour
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that's longer than any podcast I've done. And I mean, I've never done something on Discord before, but this was. I mean, it's so easy.
Yeah. Now you can do this at home, easy.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, I guess to wrap a couple things up, you guys. So season 2 will be starting in a couple weeks. We don't know when the date will be. I think we're probably gonna take a date or like a week off. I think that's the plan. What do you guys think? Yeah, probably a week off.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, 1 week off, and then we're gonna get back to season 2. Next season's gonna be fucking exciting. New guests, same shit though. Same fucking shit.
We're trying to stack the box.
Yeah.
New year though.
Yeah, new year. New year too. So we're gonna have hell, I guess Peepo Pog. Yep, type Pog in chat, please. Also, yeah, YouTube videos. They're gonna be pushed out within the next couple weeks. So we stopped doing YouTube videos at like episode 3. So we have episode 3 to episode 9. We're gonna try to fucking push them out. That's 7 episodes.
Let's do it.
We're gonna try. We're gonna do our best. AKA looking for an editor. Anybody out there? Please. Anyway, tell your friends. No. But yeah, and just thank you guys for showing up every Wednesday. You guys are fucking amazing. People that show up. I know some of my friends just show up just to be here. You guys are amazing. And yeah, you guys listen everyone. And also thank you to the people that listen on Spotify. I know some of you guys just like to listen on your phone when you're going to work or when you're like going on a walk or whatever. So thanks for listening. And yeah, anything else you guys wanted to say?
Not much. I mean, from the windows to the walls on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
That's my
Windows to
podcast.
the
Windows
Wall.
to the Walls on Spotify.
Yeah,
guys.
like Lil Jon song.
Lil Jon
That's where you
song.
can find me.
Yeah.
If you like some of the crazy shit I said today.
Yeah, exactly,
Smack
exactly.
I'm always ready.
I'm gonna check it out.
Except there's usually a little
Check
bit
it
less
out.
people, and it's more me giving Joel an earful, but it's always a good time.
Yeah, we'll have to, dude. I've heard a lot about your
Check it out.
like Joel. I know Joel. We go back a little bit, but I don't really know him that well, and so you would have to have him on next time you're on. I think that'd be a fun time.
Oh yeah, I would. That'd be a blast.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for coming on, guys, and
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New
Have a
Year.
happy New Year. Stay safe.
Pleasure.
All right, goodbye, guys.
2021 is for the warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded.